just as a general statement, I mean, '88 was a very, very pivotal year, and certainly the pinnacle of my career was as the leader of the Four Horsemen. I think we went about as far as we could with Lex, and then we thought we'd get more mileage out of bumping Lex over to the other side. And boy, you look at Barry and everything that he brings to the table to ease him into that spot. I'm not putting everything on the Horsemen, but again, you know, we were like into our third year, and obviously didn't have still enjoying great success, but you know, not the buzz that it was the year, first and second year.
On this broadcast, the commercial for the Four Horsemen Top Performance System vitamins makes its debut.
Any kind of merchandising and marketing was in its infancy at that point. We did finally end up with a few t-shirts and a few bandanas, and if I ever received a check for anything, I think I would have remembered if I got a check, and I don't remember. He liked the idea of being able to own a company that was providing programming and at the same time be able to make that call to Vince and say, guess what, Vince? I'm in the wrestling business too.
That was actually the call, wasn't it?
That was the call, yeah. And yeah, that may be true, but I'm still going to kick your ass. There was probably more heat within the television industry of somebody putting on a free wrestling special the same night that they're running pay-per-view, because it's costing somebody. It's costing Vince some money, but it's also costing a lot of other people, because basically the pay-per-view providers and the promoter are partners in the deal. And when they lose out, they're not happy either. And probably the head of programming of the network that's running the free program head up against it, they're saying, well, what are you doing? A lot of closet wrestling fans that were in positions of upper management all of a sudden now had a voice of what it was going to take to suddenly make things better in terms of ratings. He was outspoken. He said, well, I don't know why this is so complicated. You put Flair and Sting on TV next week in a TV match. The ratings will go through the roof.
The week after that.
Dusty's lost his handle on it. He's burnt out, whatever they wanted to come with. And so it was, one of the conditions was, well, he's got to go. We got to get somebody else. You know, this is a great opportunity to kind of set the record straight for me with regard to Dusty. Dusty took chances, took risks, went to new places, and Jimmy Crockett went with him. And as with anything, some things really work extremely well, some don't. There was something about Sting, that it factor that you can't very well explain, hard to define, and you look and some guys either have it or they don't have it. Beat your chest. Wow. I'm telling him how to be Sting. It just didn't flow spontaneously from him. Luger was dreadfully fearful.
Of blading?
Yes.
You can't even say the word, you're so old school, aren't you?
I am.
Arn and Tully decide to go. When are you told? When do they make the decision? Do they say to you, why don't you come? How does this all go down?
They've been talking to somebody, and I was in an awkward position because I worked in the office. So they didn't confide in me, and I'm glad that they didn't, because it would have put me in a terrible position. It was actually better off me not knowing. The Horsemen, you know, were that was it. There was no way to replace them. There was no way to camouflage it. There was no way to, it was over.